Hello everyone, this is Flatline and thanks for watching one of my videos. And today it's gonna be a PvP build or PvP game, I guess you could say, on ladder against another pretty mid to high masters Protoss Sidon. He's the red Protoss. We're gonna be playing on Shakuras Plateau. Gonna be close air on this map, and so yeah. While this is going on, because the really basics of this is nothing to really be big about. This is a Phoenix build. So if you're interested in copying a Phoenix build, I guess you could stay tuned into this. But I'm just gonna talk a little bit more of what's going on with in the future of upcoming for Flatline himself. Lately, I've been practicing a lot with my team. We're doing awesome. If you don't know, I used to actually own a team like Team Envy, if you're following me, but we have been recently been acquired by Area 51 Gaming, and you can check out their website. It's area51gaming.com. We've been acquired by them for a couple of months, I think maybe 1 or 2 months or so, and I kept it down on the DL for a little bit because I wanted it to sink in a little bit. I wanted to get into the atmosphere, try to learn this team a little bit more. The whole team of Envy actually got moved over, so it's just not me, it's my whole team. Didn't want to leave them in the dust. So yeah, let's get back to this game. And also, school's gonna be starting, so some of these will be, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit late as always. So I'm really sorry about that. But I hope you still subscribe, and I hope you still love my videos. So anyways, what I did was a 9 pylon, 13 gateway scout. You can see I did go for that watchtower. You can see where his probe was coming from, was coming towards the top side. So that's why I'm going to go over here, and I was able to scout his army. Once I get this 13 gateway, I send my 14th probe rally towards my simulator, and that's about the time when you should have enough to get your simulator up. And you want to chrono boost 3 times on your probes with this build, especially when you see his energy quite low. Oh, let me myself on busy. Sorry about that. Get your cybernetics core whenever you can, and you can see his energy is just about the same as yours. So he chrono boosted his probes 3 times. He also got his gas as well. So you can kind of get, okay, so he's not really gonna go for a 4 gate. He doesn't even have another zealot out as well. So this 4 gate, if he does do it, it's gonna be super weak. It's just super bad, honestly. So nothing to be really afraid of. So I'm getting my stalker out, and I'm moving my probe out on time. You can align your stalker probe, your stalker timing with his, because we both chrono boost at the same time. We both got it around the same time. So that's why I moved my probe out way sooner than him. And the consequence for him is he loses his probe, so he can't really scout anymore. And he doesn't really know what's going on. I could, for all I know, be doing a 1 gate fast expand, and he would even know. But instead, I'm going to be doing a Stargate play on this map. I wanted to test out Stargate a little bit more. As you've seen in the recent video, or beginnings of my time of YouTube, I try to do some Stargate openings in PvP. I really liked Phoenix in this matchup, early game, so I'm still experimenting with it quite well. If you go to my video, my vision, I'm only able to see these 2 gateways, and that's about it. I know a stalker came out, but that's about it. We do have a sentry out as well for him. I decided to get a zealot then a sentry. There's no reason why I don't need a sentry yet. I also have this watchtower, which is super awesome. I'm able to scout ahead of time when he's gonna pressure or not, and so I could play a little bit greedy behind this. I am getting my chrono boosting out some phoenixes, and he is going for phoenixes, and this is probably the scariest moment in PvP, is if you are going a certain build and the other person is going the exact same build. What should you do in this response? You know, it's really confusing. You're like, should I expand? Should I tech differently? When should I stop making phoenixes, etc, etc. This is racing through your head, and against PvP and Phoenix play, you want to get the air dominant. Once both players acknowledge that you have air superiority, things will tie into your advantage, because he invested so much into this air superiority that he's gonna have to fall back and do a separate thing. He can't, if you are behind in Phoenixes, you can't possibly think, okay, I could get back ahead. And this is actually quite interesting. I didn't even know this. He is actually getting +1 attacks for his Phoenixes. Unfortunately, he does lose his Phoenix. He did get caught. He was trying to pick up my Stalker right here, which is really bad by him. Phoenixes don't do that much good against Stalkers. And once I've like killed his Phoenix, it's like, okay, so now he's gonna be playing a little bit more defensive. There's no way he's gonna be running around with his Phoenixes. Time to expand. It's a really good response to this. Whenever you kill a certain amount of Phoenixes, you can kind of get. Alright, so he's still making Phoenixes. Once you shut that down, once you kill one Phoenix and you're going Phoenix, the other person feels behind. He feels he has to play defensive. And so that's what he's gonna do. And I'm over here gonna be picking up some probes here and there. Should have got the ones in gas, but it doesn't matter. I still keep my Phoenixes alive, and that's the main important thing. All I did was lose a couple of my health, only 10, and the rest of my shields. I do have my Nexus up. Now the next step you need to do whenever you have this Phoenix thing going on, or if you're doing the same build, is when are they expanding? If they're expanding, it's 9 minutes in the game, you can kind of see, okay, he isn't expanding. What do I plop down? There's only one thing he could possibly do, and that's going to be like a 4-gate Phoenix. Throw down the Forge. Forge is super strong. It's actually going to be on 3 gateways. Quite interesting. And +1 air is actually almost done for his Phoenixes. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. The thing about the cannons is that it's actually better than a Zealot and a defensive purpose, of course. It's not really strong in an attacking purpose because it can't really move. It's static defense. And the cool thing about it is Phoenixes can't lift it up. So you're able to get this pretty good DPS from the cannons. And they're pretty sturdy as well. You can see I'm going to place down a bunch of them. I also took guys off gas because I'm pretty high on gas, really low on minerals, and I need the minerals. So I only have one in each of those gas. The rest, I brought them over here, and I brought some more over here as well. I should have transferred a little bit more from my main towards my natural. But here's the engagement. I was actually going to move my Phoenixes to go scout around. It was unfortunate. I do some pretty good force fields right here. Going to block off most of his army from going up here. And yeah, see how the cannons are working so great right now. He's not able to budge this through. If I didn't get these cannons, things wouldn't look so great for me. Because, you know, the only thing I could have made was gateways, I guess. You know, you probably could have made more gateways, yada yada yada. But, I mean, against Phoenix play, it's not what you want to go for. You want to go for some cannons. And he's over here taking out one by one. He's taking some out. And I thought I could take this out, take this on. But I did not know he had +1 attacks, and that's what's favoring him right now. I had more Phoenixes in the beginning, because I was constantly making Phoenixes, but he wasn't. And I was like, wow, what is going on here? His Phoenixes are actually pretty good. You know, like, am I gonna lose this game or what's going on? I just keep my units here because I don't want to get force field. Though I do have cannons over here, so it's quite hilarious how defensive I want it to be. But I also do not want these cannons left alone like this. I decided to move my whole entire army here. All I needed to do was send only 2 stalkers or 3 stalkers here, have the rest of the army here, and now see he's able to take out these cannons. But 4 cannons have such good DPS. You see I'm taking out these one by one. He's now starting to expand behind this, but I already had my expansion way before he did. If you look at the units tab, 35 probes to 29 in favor of me. So things are looking awesome. I still have 1 cannon up. I'm going to place some more down, of course, because all I have to do is survive. You know, I saw his expansion. Okay, it's pretty late. And then you're probably asking, well, how do you know he hasn't expanded yet? Or he's been having an expansion behind this. It's because he's been constantly warping in a bunch of units. Whenever they die down, that's about the time. Okay, so he's probably expanding around that time and whatnot. And he's finally able to take out one of my cannons, but like I said, these force fields are to repel it and to delay him going up here, as I'm getting a 4th cannon as well. And this one pylon is awesome. Yeah, he has the Artasis pylon, yada yada yada, but he can't really go up here unless he fully commits to attack this pylon. and that's just really risky, honestly. I mean, you trap those units in, bam, he's in trouble. No. Also, I do have these two cannons here, completely nullifying him to harass my probes over here. And this is the only place where he can harass his phoenixes. That's the only place, but I already have my ground army here. I'm already macroing up like a beast, getting +1 attacks as well on the ground. See, this air thing that he invested was questionable and risky at the same time. This would have been good if I didn't go for cannons and his phoenixes have full rain on the gateway units. But if I did go cannons, the +1 doesn't really fit in that role, and it just doesn't look good for him whatsoever. So I have +1, getting +1 armor as well. Getting my robotics, I need to see what's going on in his base. I have a feeling he's expanding already. You can tell because this has been a long time of wave. He hasn't even pushed against me yet in a long time. And yeah, we are even in food, but you have to realize I invested a lot into these photon cannons, and that's about the only reason why. But you can see I have more probes than them, so later in the game, my economy is gonna kick in really fast, and I'm gonna get ahead in the supply. I am also getting the Twilight Council because the way to go against Phoenix play is to go charge the Archons. And that's just because it's just gonna be you're beating them with a bunch of units, just throwing a quantity of units at them, and Phoenixes are not gonna be good against that because they are expensive. They have to pick up one by one, and it's just a one by one piece of thing. And if you have max units, it's gonna be really good. And this is pretty good by me. I'm gonna snipe out his observer. And I was gonna try to force field, but I didn't know I forgot he had Phoenixes to look. And he blinks up, and this is a pretty bad blink. Why? Because look, he blinked up all over my Zealots. My Zealots did super good DPS on it, and now it's gonna look pretty grim for him. Don't want to lose my Observer yet. I want to keep my Observer, of course, because the Observer is used for the scouting purposes. And he's still warping in a bunch of Stalkers. He's trying to get over here, trying to do some damage. He blinks up. Okay, so he has a cooldown. Let me use my probes. It's okay if I sacrifice some, because the smaller his army gets, the worse it gets for him. You can see it's a 5 difference, and now he's taking out these rocks so he can move out freely. But let's look at the units tab real quick and see I'm still ahead in workers. I have a bunch of zealots. I have immortals as well. Immortals are gonna do super good against these blink stalkers, as you probably know. I'm scouting around. Okay, so his army's not here. I should have moved this army a little bit towards here. The only reason why I didn't do that is because I felt really confident with my photon cannons here, and I didn't feel like he was going to press up against that. +1/+1 is done for me, as well as getting +2 attack. And like I said, this is going to be really good for Zealot upgrades especially. And it looks like he's going to come and blink up here, and this is so questionable. I mean, he's blindly blinking up here without scouting where my army is. He's not even scouting what's going on. Boom, trap a bunch of his units. Look at this. He's using so many units in this process. Look at the units lost tab. He is getting behind. He is expanding behind this, so this is pretty cool by him. But it opens up a timing window for me, and luckily I do punish that later on in the game. So yeah, once that weathered down, I was like, okay, he's not going to pressure anymore. I killed so many of his zealots. Let's send this observer out. Let's see what's going on. What does he has going? I know he has a robo at least. Is he going for Colossus? If he goes for Colossus, it's going to look really bad for him. In fact, and that's because you are teching 3 different ways. You get the robo, you got the blink, you got the phoenix, then you're going Colossus. Like going 3 different techs, it cuts into the production, definitely in PvP, where quantity could be really dangerous against you. And that's what I go for. I mean, I already have +1/+1, +2's almost done, starting charge as well. And once charge is done, that's when I feel like I'm about to attack. But it's time for me to move out. It's time for me to shark things out. I also wanted to kill these rocks, but there's no rocks already, so I decided to come back here. Because of the blinking, I could move my army up here and trap him where he can't go anywhere, and that's just gonna look really bad for him. Losing those 2 phoenixes, nothing really big worth. But I do take out everything. I also take out his observer, which is pretty good. You also want to make another observer, because see, if he goes phoenix, blink, stalkers, what's another tech route he could have gone? that could have been DTs, and that would have been a pain in the neck. Him sniping my observers with his phoenixes and then just sending waves of DTs at me. Really quite annoying in that kind of situation. So he is going for double Colossus, getting me range as well. And he does have his third wave before me. And that's a risk. I mean, you can see the food difference. It's about a 20 food difference, and it's going to get nothing but bigger than that. Not to mention, I have better upgrades in him. He hasn't even started upgrades yet. He's putting these pylons out here to basically see what's going on. I stopped that, and he's actually going to get supply blocked temporarily. And he's going to move out. That's a huge bad thing to do. You need to... This is the bad thing about some players, and I do this sometimes, is... Oh no, he's going to go for my third. I need to stop him no matter what, even if my army's small. No, even he thinks this army could take this army on. Like, why would you sacrifice that? It's better if you could sacrifice this, bring these probes up here, and trap my units here. You know, try to get the concave, try to get every advantage possible. I can't believe he actually moved in on this. So here we go. He's gonna try to press the issue. I do have my guardian shield up, and good thing by me, it's doing so much damage. All of these are range units, so it's really helping out. Need to bring this up a little bit further. Guardian shield has stopped, but I've done so much damage. All he has is Colossus, and I was coaching one of my viewers, and he was talking about Archons. Oh wait, no, it was in my chat the other day about this, a PvP, when I was streaming, about Archons and Colossus. You know, is Archon still a viable way? Yes, it is. You just need to figure out that timing of when to hit them. The timing is when they don't mask Colossus. Like if they have 6 or 8 of them, you know, it's generally not a good thing to head up against it with Zell Archons if they macroed appropriately. But there it is. There's the GG, I wish he said, biome. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you did learn a few insights into the PvP realm, because it is a very coin flippy-ish matchup. Anyways, thanks for watching, people. Please subscribe if you haven't, and feel free to jot down any questions or comments you have or feedback in my channel or on the video itself. And thumbs up if you love it as well. That'd be awesome. Anyways, thanks guys, and I'll see you later.